Have you ever wondered how Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' ex-wife may be doing? Or perhaps how she came to be one of the richest women in the whole world? Or how she spends all that money? Well, you've clicked on the right video to get all these answers and more. Here's everything one needs to know about Mackenzie Scott's lifestyle. Keep watching to find out how she's shaping expectations for what we should expect from billionaires. Unlike her ex, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Scott has preferred to stay out of the public eye following her divorce in 2019. Contrasting Jeff Bezos, who has been lavishly spending his money on newer mansions in LA Beverly Hills, and has been seen out cruising and partying with other famous people, Mackenzie has been staying on the down low and is only ever in the public eye for appraisal. Scott, who has never been much for grabbing the spotlight even during their marriage, parted with 25% of Bezos' fortune, making her the third richest woman in the world. And this settlement was the largest settlement ever awarded in a marital split. Her net worth at the time was $35 billion, which has since hiked up to $57.4 billion in 2021. Despite all this, Scott has not let her impressively ginormous net worth define herself as much as she's let it humble herself. This is not surprising, considering the fact that Scott has spent most of her childhood and young adult life on a financially unstable roller coaster. Jumping from wealth to poverty via bankruptcy multiple times, she is well aware of how difficult it can be to make ends meet. All this to say, the lifestyle Scott has chosen for herself has been a reflection of her past experiences, and an ode to the community which has helped her reach these heights. Mackenzie, since her divorce from Bezos, has managed to give away billions of dollars of her own money to various philanthropic causes, and still manages to get richer due to the 4% share she still possesses of Amazon. A mere month after divorcing her then-husband, Mackenzie signed the Giving Pledge, founded by Melinda and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, that fellow billionaires would pledge at least 50% of all their wealth to charity. And since 2010, hundreds of billionaires have signed the pledge, and more than $500 billion has been pledged so far. But despite all this, most of these billionaires are far richer than they were when they started. And out of the estimated 2,000 billionaires in the world, only 200 seem to have signed the pledge, and Jeff Bezos is not one of them. In her pledge letter, she mentioned that she believed she had a disproportionate amount of money to share, and she would not wait. And she will keep at it until her safe is empty. And so far, it seems as though she's been keeping her pledge. Mackenzie Scott seems to have made philanthropy her life's purpose. And despite there being no winners or losers in the Giving Pledge, she seems to be the member who set out to prove just how capable billionaires are of doing good without even making a dent in their lifestyle choices. Since her divorce from the Amazon founder, she has given $8 whopping billion away. In July 2020, Mackenzie Scott announced that she had given away a total of $1.7 billion to 116 organizations that covered a wide range of areas that focus on racial equality to LGBTQ rights. Originally, Scott didn't even want to talk about her donations to GLSEN, an LGBTQ student support organization. However, Eliza Ballard, who was equally ecstatic and shocked by this donation, considering she hadn't applied for any grants, claimed that they were completely prohibited from telling anybody who the donor was, and that even her board was not aware of the identity of the donor. But in a blog post in Medium, Mackenzie finally started to share what she'd done and the part she played as a response to the first half of 2020, which was both ridden with political and humanitarian affairs like the Black Lives Matter movement and the virus's rapid spread. In the post, she wrote about her responsibility in such circumstances, claiming, "My own reflection after recent events revealed a dividend of privilege I'd been overlooking, the attention I can call to organizations and leaders driving change." Many have complimented her style, which, unlike other billionaires, directly gives the money to organizations who need it, instead of setting up foundations and such. In December 2020, Scott revealed that she had donated another $4 billion to help those who have been especially and grievously affected by the pandemic, including helping out relief funds and food banks. And most recently, in July 2021, Mackenzie announced that she had given another $2.74 billion to a heaping 286 organizations. This brings her total donation amount in the past 2 years, since her split, to around $8.5 billion. When Scott signed the pledge to give away 50% of her wealth, it amounted to a solid $18 billion. If we look at it from that lens, despite her net worth skyrocketing ever since, we can say that she's more than 25% through with her pledge. This is a stark contrast to her ex-husband, who's more vocal than he is helpful, and as such has gained a reputation for being stingy with his money, preferring to battle it out with Elon Musk in some sort of one-sided competition to explore space. What started as a marriage with both parties helping build the Amazon brand from their garage and being one of the company's first ever employees, selling books online as their first ever product, ended with Mackenzie owning only 4% of the company's shares when they split. Originally a Princeton graduate who would go on to write a reasonably successful novel, Scott met Bezos in 1992 when she worked in the DE hedge fund as an assistant. But after news broke of Bezos' extramarital affair with TV anchor Lauren Sanchez, the pair parted amicably. In March 2021, people found out that Mackenzie had remarried following this high-profile divorce. Her husband, Dan Jewett, is a high school science teacher who shares her passion for philanthropy, although he teaches at the Lakeside School, which counts Bill Gates among one of their prominent alumni. While the couple is decidedly private in their affairs, they do find a way to covertly let fans and well-wishers know of the big updates in their lives. For example, to establish her marriage to Jewett, Scott changed her author page on the Amazon website to read, "She lives in Seattle with her 4 children and her husband, Dan." Even Jeff Bezos seems to be happy for the pair, claiming that he believed Dan to be such a great guy and that he was excited and happy for both of them. Speaking of himself, Jewett claims to be a teacher for the majority of his life and that he had never sought to gather the kind of wealth required to feel like saying such a thing would have a particular meaning. Although rare, it seems like Mackenzie Scott does have other interests besides giving her wealth away to help in a way no billionaire has ever attempted to. Somewhere between meeting and marrying Jeff Bezos, helping him create his brand from the ground up and fading into the background to be a cheerleader and a parent, the world branded Mackenzie Scott a trophy wife. Working at the hedge fund was supposed to be a side gig as Scott worked on her publicized novel, The Testing of Luther Albright. The novel, which is about a devoted father who designs dams and believes he can literally engineer his family's happiness by not sharing his own pain with them. What results is an emotionally distant man struggling to then care for a family that's breaking apart due to his negligence. This novel took Mackenzie 10 whole years to write and publish, due to her helping and being extremely involved in the early stages of setting up Amazon. In 2006, The Testing of Luther Albright won an American Book Award, and it received a generally positive reception. Her second novel, Traps, was published in 2013. It may be possible that Mackenzie is able to reignite that passion for writing in herself again, as she does seem to be fond of writing blog posts. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.